St Helens are champions once again.
The hard-working, humble culture that we've got at the minute.
And it's all underpinned by hard work.
Our willingness to work for other people.
There's a work ethic behind what we do, and we know when we cross that line, you know, there's a group of players that work hard and obviously want to achieve success, and I think that's been the thing that sort of separated us from the rest of the other teams.
You know, we're all winners really. We all want to compete every day, get the best out of each other. We're like a brotherhood now. We've got, you know, given the success we've had, we've got a bond there for life really. You look at no one else other than our captain really. You know, the way he carries himself, the way he conducts himself on and off the field. You know, you can't go far wrong if you're a kid getting into the game, or you're a kid coming through the system and wanting to progress in our first team. If you live by his sort of standards, behaviours and morals really.
He's captain, leader, legend as everyone would say, wouldn't they? He's an absolute icon of the club and icon to all those younger boys coming through. Whenever you have a meeting with your head coach or your academy coach coming through, they're the ones, Robes is the one they reference and want to replicate him and what he does. And I tell you yourself that he's not as dynamic as he used to be, but his hard work gets him through places and gets him to extreme heights that only he can reach. So to even be half as good as Robes is good enough usually.
First of all, I'm very lucky. I realise how lucky I am to have been a part of, you know, both teams, if you like.
Quite simply, they are the best team of 2006 and they deserve every accolade that will come their way.
That 2006 team gets talked about a lot, and we obviously went on and won everything that year, which was fantastic, and what a great team it was. I was kind of privileged to be a young lad making my way in the game.
The similarities are that you know, is that they set very high standards for themselves, and you know, there's certainly different ways that we went about it in 2006.
And there is a lot of similarities, I suppose, at the minute, but I always find it quite hard to compare them to a degree, because the game's changed, times have changed.
You know, with this group, what they probably have that we didn't do is you know, in 2006, don't get me wrong, we had consistency, but we had consistency on the field a lot. Didn't probably have the consistency off the field as much. You know, this group are a kind of a 24/7, you know, 365 days a year team. You know, they live and breathe everything.
This team at the minute, like I say, you know, I couldn't be more proud to lead them for the type of blokes that they are, what they're willing to do on the field, but also what they're like off the field as well.
You've got to start a new season expecting to win. You know, if you don't, you're in trouble before you start. One thing that's been consistent is in the club throughout, and it isn't just coaches, players, it's throughout the entire club. It's a will to win, a will to succeed, and the maintenance of the highest standards. You've got to plan for the season ahead before the season starts. You've got to have a 3-year plan, you've got to have a 5-year plan, but most importantly, you've got to have the right people to implement that.
Look, our hope was certainly to try and win all 3 trophies. We very much wanted to put ourselves in a position where you talk about success and you talk about what this team's achieved over the last 2 years in particular, but you could go a step further and talk about league leaders the year before as well, and they've been extremely consistent. They love competing. I love their desire to want to get better and keep competing and keep improving, and you know, part of that improvement and part of that progression was trying to win all 3 trophies. You know, for us, that's a real learn, and we're only going to get a learn out of that. That's all we will get, and we certainly will learn from that as well.
It was crazy really, like how it all unfolded really, and it's certainly something that I've never been a part of, but I think this group has been on so many lessons together that perhaps this was just one more lesson that we had to learn, you know, in order for us to do this three-peat that we're after really.
Well, that three-peat, it's like that word, it's not really mentioned around here or within the playing group, but what it encompasses is 3 years of hard work, 3 years of pushing yourself to limits, you know, both physically and mentally.
It'd be very hard not to finish that way, you know, with the team that we've got and the culture that we've built over the last 3 years, and you know, to fall short would definitely feel like a waste of a season.
The focus does narrow that a little bit more, and we know that, you know, the achievement or the opportunity is getting closer.
For us as a playing group, you know, we are going to lose a few with people moving on and stuff, so spoke about that brotherhood and that bond that we've got. Well, you know, if we can get this one nailed off and get that three-peat, then you know, that's something pretty special.